Welcome everybody to our live today. I'm going to give it a few minutes to let my guest arrive and to let some people flow in.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Wonderful. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Let's wait just a minute or so. We'll let some people trickle in
Okay, I see
and
some friends there. Hi, everybody. Hi, Maria.
then
Hi,
so
Bree. Hi, Louisa. Hi, Bernie. Oh God, they're all joining.
great.
Yeah.
Are
Uh,
are they friends that do similar work?
yeah, I see some friends from Ireland, and I don't know, it's like 6 a.m. there, so they must have got up early for this. Um, I see organizers. I see one of my team that works with me. It's all fun. Yeah, that's great.
6 a.m. That's an early start. It's very nice
Yeah,
of them.
yeah. Louise does another organizer. She's great.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's jump into it.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you everybody for being here, for joining us. I guess both in Canada and abroad today, which is really exciting. I'm joined today by Nicola. Nicola is a professional organizer, and this month we've done sort of what we've called our January challenge, which is stepping stones to success. So trying to find areas where people can make small improvements or sort of bite off smaller resolutions that will lead to future success. And so, taking care of your affairs is one of those things, and then taking care of your physical space is another one. And that is what Nicola does professionally. And so we wanted to have her join us. So, Nicola, instead of doing an introduction, I think I will pass it over to you and let you tell everyone sort of exactly what it is that you do.
Yeah. So I'm based in Toronto. I'm a professional organizer. And basically, what I do is I go into people's homes who are just a little overwhelmed with all of their clutter and organize everything to a very high standard. I believe all my clients are type A people on the inside screaming to get out. That's the way I see it because when I go into their home, I can see all these systems set up. They're just not perfect. And yeah, just help them get control back on their life and bring them back to that place of happy and content with their lives. Because I think when everything is organized and everything is in its place, I feel like you're just so much calmer in life and you just feel in control of your life and you just feel good about things. You wake up in the morning, you're organized, you've got like clothes ready to go, you know, your breakfast is ready to go. Little things like that just make your life so easy.
For sure. So let's take a step back and talk a little bit about how you got into this in the first place. What inspired you to move into this profession to help people in this way?
Yeah. So, oh my God, I can go back to probably year dot with this because my mother is who inspired me to get organized because she was super organized herself. She before organizing was even a thing. Um, there's actually there was a lot of different things that got me into organizing, but like one of them was actually my older cousin was very glamorous and used to have a lot of clothes that she would hand down. She was just a year older, so I got her fabulous clothes as she got older, and I would always try and fit them in my closet. Um, And that just never seemed to work. I could never figure it out. I had a chair drobe. I had the whole, I had the whole thing. For those of you who don't know what a chair drobe is, we call it a chair that has your clothes on it that you use.
I was going to ask, but now that you've explained it, I think I've had a few of those over the years as well.
Yeah. You know, you just throw them and you think, oh, I've just worn it for an hour, I'll wear it again tomorrow or something like that, but you don't. So, and it ends up going back in the laundry it gives you more work. Yeah, so trying to figure out my closet, that was one thing. That was a lifetime thing, really, living at home. I just couldn't figure it out. I had so many clothes and I didn't know how to declutter, and I had the whole sentimental problem where I couldn't let them go as well. And yeah, and then the other thing was my mom. You know, my mom passed away 4 years ago, and when we were young, I'll just take you back to when we were kids. She you know, she was diagnosed with cancer when I was about 6. And that was really heavy. Like we all felt it. We were small, but like we felt it. And we got into the whole, we have to keep mom happy. We have to, you know, good mood, good, you know, keep the house clean, keep her positive, keep her spirits up. And she loved a clean house. So that was the way to her heart, to her happiness. So we learned that pretty quick. And you know, I suppose she had a little bit of depression, you know, as to be expected. She had a lot, you know, she had a heavy life. So yeah, so myself and my brother really put in a lot of work to clean the house to make my mom happy. And, you know, part of that was like some of the systems we invented as kids that we didn't even know was, you know, we didn't love doing it. Like this is like not what a child wants to do, is clean, organize, wipe things down. We're like furthest away from what we wanted to be doing. So we invented these little tricks. Like we love tea, we're Irish, so we love drinking tea. So the kettle was going constantly in our house. And we'd make, I don't know how many cups of tea a day. And every time the kettle boiled, that was our trigger to speed clean or speed organize the house. So we have a cup of tea, we do a quick clean. So the kettle takes 3 minutes. And you know, you leave your water in the cup for another 3-4 minutes. So 2 people flying around the house at speed, getting things done, putting them away, cleaning, doing all this stuff, just was how we done it, basically. Wow. we snuck it into minutes of the day, more so than you know, always doing it. So that was kind of how we snuck it in. Or we were microwaving something for 3 minutes. That was another trigger. And if we wanted to do a bigger thing, like when something was in the oven, like we were cooking something, we'd do a bigger clean while we're waiting for that. Or bigger organize, you know, or bigger declutter. We had a lot of little triggers like that. So
it's interesting. I mean, you would take time that was otherwise wasted time, and it didn't have to be a lot of time, and you could just use it much more effectively.
Yeah, and the thing with that is speed, like, and 2 people too helped. So I think that's a really good habit. Like if you have kids, make it fun, because we always ended up not having the tea and just getting really. And you know, when you get close to something and you're cleaning or you're decluttering, you kind of just get in the zone. So we always ended up doing a full house, right. You know, in over an hour or 2, and then we'd sit down and enjoy our tea and our treat.
Wow. So that's one trick that you guys use that sounds really interesting. And I think the questions that I have received so far from a lot of people is this idea, where do I start? Right? Like, you know, and they're probably not at the step maybe where they need someone to come in. You know, their place isn't in terrible shape. It's just not in great shape. So are there more tricks like that? Are there things that you tell people, like what are the sort of the smaller steps that someone can take?
Yeah, so I would say what I like to do is there's 3 main rooms that need to be organized. Your kitchen, your bedroom, and your bathroom. The kind of just, well, that's probably most, I know that's like most of the house, but if those 3 rooms there, because you go, and your living room as well, but that's kind of easier to maintain. But they're the 3 rooms that sort of gather the most clutter just from our day-to-day life. Like, me too, like there's no getting away from it. People always say that to me, oh, you must be so organized. But it's like stuff is stuff. It's everywhere. You know, we all have it. We're all guilty. So So yeah, so I always say to people, clear the countertops in the kitchen. Just a few small tricks in each room. Every night before you go to bed, clear the countertops away. Nothing on the countertops, maybe your flowers or your fruit or something, nothing else. Clean your sink, polish your sink. So there's no dishes. And your dishes are put away. So that's two things. And then I would say, then you go into your bathroom and you do the exact same thing, and your bed with the countertops. And then your lockers in your bedroom, just make sure there's nothing visible. So that's sort of step one.
Hmm.
And then after that, you can go granular and organize your drawers and categorize things. But your visual clutter, just to keep your day sane, I think is the main thing. I think out of sight, out of mind is great.
Right. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about out of sight, out of mind for a moment.
That's where I come in.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, there's the stuff that you need, right, and the stuff that you use, and that's the stuff that's around. And so I hear what you're saying, that if you can find a way to organize that stuff that you're using constantly, that's sort of a way to have a cleaner, more organized space. One of the questions that I have is around the stuff that you don't use every day, and maybe you don't use ever. I have stuff that is sort of sentimental or nostalgic stuff that came with me from my childhood bedroom or my university house, that sort of moved with me to all these places that I never use. What do you do with stuff like that? Do you keep it? Do you ever recommend getting rid of it, going through it, organizing it? Like, how do you start to think about some of that stuff?
I mean, I'm guessing it's all in one box somewhere under
A,
your
a,
bed
a
or your
couple a couple
cabinet.
boxes. Yeah, a couple
The
boxes.
boxes, yeah. I mean, there's so many angles you can take on this. I mean, number one, you can keep it and you can just put it away somewhere never to be seen again. Number two, you can go in and you can look at it and touch everything and feel it and say, do I even remember what this is? Like, why do I even have this? What is this? And they're the things you can just get rid of straight away. You can say, I have no feeling for this at all. It doesn't spark any memories for me. I'm just going to get rid of it. And then organizing what you've got in terms of sentimental is a bit like, you could, if it's sentimental, you could say this is college, this is when I was a baby, this is from whatever part of your life. Write a letter to the ornament or the item that you're keeping. Like, if you're keeping something like this, and it's just a little dish, and you're like, what the hell is this? But if you're keeping it because you can remember, my mom used this for nuts, and I'm keeping it because I love it. So write a letter to it. I remember using you when we were somewhere,
Hmm.
and put that in with it and put it in a fabulous, pretty box. And you have a reason, and you have a reason to keep it. And every time you open it, then you're not going to be like, what is this? Because in 5 years' time, I'm not going to remember what this is. In 10 years' time, after it's been in a box for like 10 years, 20 years, I'm not going to remember what this is or where it came from. So I'm just going to get rid of it. So,
Hmm. Interesting.
yeah. So, but I mean, just declutter, just be harsh with it, just get rid of it is what I would like, ultimately, is what I would say. Try and bring it down. Just say, look, I have 4 boxes today. I'm going to bring it down to 2 boxes.
Right.
And then start small, cut it in half. Just say, right, this can go. I'm going to keep this.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, when I try to, I mean, clothes I think are a big one, right, for everybody.
Yeah.
So you've got your clothes, and for me, anytime I go through and I'm trying to sort of make some decisions, I end up with a yes pile, a no pile, and a maybe pile. And there's usually like one or two things in the yes pile and one or two things in the no pile, and then everything else is in the maybe pile. And it's because I believe that there might be a time, right? Like, but
Yeah.
what if it's St. Patty's Day and I
Yeah.
and I and I threw out my one green shirt? So it keeps me from getting rid of a lot of stuff.
Well,
Uh,
yeah.
can you help? I guess that's my question. Okay.
I'll be right over. So I would say, your maybe piles are probably, you can be a bit harsher with your maybe piles, and I would say look at them and get rid of them. But why are you keeping them? Do you love it? Why is it in the maybe pile? Like, does it not fit you? Is it an emergency t-shirt for, when the laundry is, you think maybe the laundry will be full, so I'm going to keep an emergency t-shirt. That's fair. But if it's for Paddy's Day, I'd put it in a Paddy's Day box. St. Patrick's Day,
Yeah.
I'd put it in a costume box or a festive box or something. I'd put it with your Christmas decorations. And out of sight, out of mind. You don't want to be looking at your Paddy's Day T-shirt all year. Like, it shouldn't even be in your closet. It should be in with your Christmas decorations, I think, or
Right.
somewhere else.
Good advice.
Yeah.
So what are some signs that someone would need to bring in a professional outside of the, my stuff is a little bit disorganized? Like, what are the signs that someone really needs to get, real substantial help with this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it can make you feel so stressed out just looking at your clutter. Like, if your countertops are covered in stuff because you don't know where to put them, that's a sign you need someone to come in and help. If your drawers won't close, they're just messy and there's stuff hanging out of your drawers, like, that's a sign. If your clothes are in your closet and they're kind of hanging off hangers, if mismatched hangers, and it just feels wrong. Like, if you wake up every morning, the first thing you see is your closet and it's a mess, that's not a good start to your day. And you can't find something to wear, so you're rummaging through everything, and it's just making you late for work. It's stressing you out first thing in the morning. Like, that's not where you want to be in life. Like, you want to be organized. You want to have your outfit pulled out for the next day or for the week or whatever. And I would say you don't need too many clothes, especially, my God, this pandemic. Like, who's wearing the same 2 tops or 3 tops all the time for the whole year? Like, I'm just pulling out the same comfortable, stretchy
Right.
clothes for like this whole year. Like, I'd say 80% of my closet hasn't been worn this year at all. So I could really do it's a good time, really good time to look. Hi, Lisa. I see another friend there from Ireland. So it's a really good time to, like, declutter your closet and just take a good hard look at it and say, well, I haven't worn this in a year. It's not comfortable. I mean, a lot of us have put on a little bit of weight with COVID. It's just probably time to let go. And when shops open up again, you can get new things that represent your life better then. Or, it's just, a lot of it is just looking in the mirror and saying, what's going on with your life? Where are you now? What's your day looking like? It's not about the future. It's not about what if I get a job in an office and I have to wear a suit, because that's the future. That's not relevant. It's not now. You're not being present and you're not living in the moment. So I would say it's just all about today. It's not about yesterday or tomorrow. It's about today and looking at your closet and not saying, I'm going to lose the weight and fit back into that. I would say, if you've put on weight, keep, 2 trousers for the other size, up or down, but only 1 size up or down, because 2 sizes is just get rid. No way I'm letting you keep anything that's 2 sizes up or down.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's a really interesting point. Like, for me, in a previous life, so to speak, when I was practicing law, I was wearing a suit every single day, suit, shirt, tie. So I've got a whole closet full of suits and ties, and then when I sort of moved into this world, and then, I mean, certainly with COVID, I don't even leave the house really. I just have a whole closet of stuff that, you said it's probably 80% of stuff in your closet you don't wear. For me, it's certainly 90 and maybe more. So it's definitely time to take a good hard look.
So you don't wear suits now?
No.
You don't wear, but did you wear suits before COVID in your office?
No. Like, that was the start. I was already into it. I was already not wearing them. And then, but, like you said, I was sort of holding out for that. What if I have a meeting, or what if I have a wedding? And so I'm guessing what you would say here is you can keep those.
Yes.
But you don't need suits Monday to Friday if you're just going to wear one.
Your wedding outfit for your next wedding. How many weddings have you this year? You've none.
That's right. None.
So, I don't know, put it in, I'd actually get it out of my closet, because it's, I put it somewhere else, because it's not your day. And you're looking at it thinking about your past or your future every time you look at it. You're not thinking about what I wear today. It's just distracting you. So.
Right. So I think a lot of people, when they think about organizing, they think about the physical side of it, right? They think about decluttering, organizing as being a physical exercise. Is it more of an emotional exercise? Like, in terms of your experience with your clients, do you find that the emotional relief is sort of greater maybe than they could have ever expected?
Oh, yeah. I mean, so first of all, the decision comes from hiring me in the first place, making that first phone call. Like they're pretty much ready then. Like they're pretty much ready to go. So when I come in, like I never force anyone to get rid of anything. Like we'll make it fit, we'll make it work. Like because I know what it's like to be sentimental to something. But I do find that they are just totally ready to go. And then like I do say to them, you know, I'm here, you might as well make use of our time and, you know, let's have some goals to cut your closet in half or whatever is reasonable. And yeah, I just tell them to, it's actually really good to have someone there when you're asking yourself the questions for keeping things or letting things go, because a second opinion or saying things out loud to someone like, okay, tell me the reasons you're keeping this. You're keeping this because you're going to a wedding. When are you going to the wedding? Like there's going to be a new fashion out by then. You're going to get a new custom suit maybe for this wedding or something, you know, like be realistic. Whereas you talk yourself into keeping it because it's just easy to just hang it back up and forget about it. So, but yeah, but they do have a huge transformation spiritually because they've just let go of a previous wedding or previous marriage maybe, or they've let go of everything that associates with it. They've let go of all these bad memories and made way for new memories. You know, there's so much deep. It's deeper than just decluttering. Like everything represents your past. It's everything. Like, I mean, everything represents your past because it's not your present.
Right.
So everything can go, basically, really, because it's your past. I mean, there's a whole bigger way of looking at things, but
right.
Yeah.
So one thing that we spoke about just before we jumped on with everybody else is you thought it might be interesting to have the people who are joining us now, and then also for the people that watch it later, sort of participate in that. You know, if they look around in the space that they're in right now, are there things that they see that they would be willing or open to getting rid of, to organizing? You said that you did some of that yourself this morning, I think.
That's right, yeah, because you know, I was thinking about it this morning, and I was thinking, you know, the first thing people say to me is, "Oh, you must be so organized. Your house must be so pristine." And I'm always like, "No, like we're just normal people. We're just like you. We have stuff." So yeah, so I said, you know what? I'm just going to go around my house and see what I can declutter this morning, and see if I can inspire you. Say, go room by room and say, you know, pick something in each room and declutter it. And if you do, I want you to pile them together. Take a picture, pop it on your Instagram and share it with both of us, Epilogue Wills and Space in the City, and tag us and we'll share it for you. The elastic bands that are worn out, this is stretched out. I don't know, you probably can't see that. It's totally stretched out. It's not going to work. Why do I have it? I will never use it. It doesn't even work. So I literally found this and I was like, why is that even there? So there's an example. Find your elastic bands that don't work. These are for girls, by the way. I don't know if you know what this is.
I do. I have sisters. I have a daughter.
Okay.
I'm aware. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, and then this is actually something that I use for, this is more of an organizing tip. I put the elastic bands that I do use, just 2 or 3, and I put them in there and I leave them on my locker like this. So this is like micro organizing for your tiny little things. And I also use these for organizing your little elastics too. They're little, I suppose, keychain type things. So you can put them like that and hang them all together. Okay, so then back to decluttering. We're in the bathroom still. So we've decluttered our hair ties that are no good. Old nail files. I found this morning. It doesn't work. I'm like, why is it even there? They can go. And I know all the girls looking at this are like, I can totally get rid of some things. Garbage. I mean, we're in this pandemic for, oh my God, better part, almost a year now. And everything has gone off that we haven't used. Like everything has an expiry date. So, I mean, it's a great time to declutter, but it's a great time to look at what you're buying and if you're using it. And I used to use colour from nail varnish before the pandemic, but now I don't, and they're all gone. Like that's a big mess. and it's gone to waste. So that's an example. Like you can literally go into every bedroom or every room in your house, like your bedroom, your bathroom, your kitchen. Your kitchen then, magnets on the fridge. I hate magnets. They give me anxiety. We have them. So what we do is my partner, he loves magnets. He loves the photos on the fridge. He loves all that. So the refrigerator. So I compromise and I have them all lower down, like below eye level. So when I come in, I don't see it, but all this stuff is down. So it's a good compromise. So like when you come in, the top half is clean, the bottom half. But magnets, I mean, so we can't get rid of this because we went to Malta. We had such a lovely time. We got magnets and they've been stuck on the fridge since. But these are memories of Malta that we have to look at every day, which is like great. We loved Malta, but we have so many other framed things that we have of Malta around. But that's an example. Like, do you really need to see Malta every day on your fridge? I mean, I'd make better use of your fridge for, I don't know, I like it blank. That's mine. I'm not. I have more. How are we on time? I have a few more.
Yeah, no, we've got a few more minutes. This is great. I mean, I'm scared. I'm not going to turn the camera. I mean, you can see I positioned it in a way that it looks clean all around me. But like, I mean, we should do the opposite here. So I'll show you. So things that I have on my desk right now, okay, that I have absolutely no use for, okay, but they're here. These are knitting needles.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. I don't knit. Someone gave them to us as a gift, thinking that my wife might do some knitting. It doesn't look like she's going to, and so I have them. They sit right here on my desk.
Lovely.
This came in a Happy Meal for my kids. It's here. It sits on my desk. I pick it up. It doesn't need to be. I don't necessarily associate it with like a wonderful memory, but it's there. There's a pile of books, so I will take your advice, but let's continue with you. Show us a few more things that you've got there.
No, I know you asked me about books earlier. Did you?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just, I can't even show you, right? But what I do with books, I might as well, I turn them, because books give me anxiety. When I look at all these labels, I'm like, I have to read this book. Oh my God. I'm a big reader and I'm a devil for reading books. Like I could read 12 in a week, not finish them, but I could do a chapter a night out of 12 different books. And it makes a huge mess because there's a book here, a book there, and a book in the bedroom, and a book everywhere. So what I do is I turn them this way on my shelf so I don't see what they are. So all my books are this way, and it's just calmer looking for me as well. And I know what book I want to read, and I go and I look for it. I know where it is on the shelf, and I read that book until it's finished. That's my new thing. I'm reading it until it's finished. I'm committing. And that way I can in a few weeks, I can get rid of 12 books. I can donate them, give them to a friend. I can sell them and move them along. And, and if there's something you want to keep out of a book, like a note or something, take notes, right? Write your summary at the end and take photos. And all these books are Audible, by the way. They're either you can listen to them or you can, so there's audible.ca, and then you can read them online too. So there's really no need to keep all these books. I do like reading a book though.
I'm guilty of the same thing. I see a book, I order it, I bring it, and I start to read it. Even if I'm enjoying it, I find that I then pick up something different and I don't make it through. I have a pile of books on my desk right now that they just stare at me. But I mean, to your point, like it doesn't make me feel good to look at all the books that I haven't read. I keep them there because I think it might be motivation to one day pick it up, or as a reminder to say, you got these books, it's time to read them. But maybe it's just doing more harm than good, because I'm just saying, well, look at all these things that I'm not getting to that I want to get to. It's the worst. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's the worst. I hate that feeling when you're like, I have a million things to do, plus I have to read all these books, which I wouldn't get to in a lifetime anyway. But that really helped me. Just turn the spine the other way and then take out your 1, 2, 3 books and stick to them until they're finished, and then get them out of the house.
Right. Yeah, also very important. I mean, This is good. This is all good for me.
Out of the house is the key. That's the secret.
Yeah, this is all good. This is all very helpful because I'm not particularly good when it comes to this kind of stuff. I keep things for too long on this belief that, I may go back to find that book that I read, 7 years ago that I enjoyed then, and I should keep it. And I never do. That's the reality. So maybe it's time.
But you never do. So, sometimes a really good book I will underline, like I'll use a pencil and I'll underline it. Even them, I rarely go back and read the underlines. They don't make any sense to me after.
Right.
Underline something that made sense then, but doesn't 5 years later. So,
right.
Yeah. But writing a summary at the end of a book, I think, and writing your tips. And what I used to do actually is write them on the very front spine or the front page.
Yeah.
And I'd write my bullet points for the things that I should remember in the book, like a summary.
Very cool. Well, I think we're out of time, but this was, this was very good for me, very interesting, and hopefully for everyone that joined us as well. The big takeaways are, it will have a big, both physical and spiritual impact on your space, and your headspace. So
more important. That's what's inside.
So for anyone who drinks tea, turn the kettle on. And while the kettle's boiling, use that time effectively. And if it's the microwave or something else, find a few minutes where you're doing something and you've got wasted time, and clear off a counter or do something. Take small steps, and it may sort of turn into something a lot bigger.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Story of life.
If anyone wants to connect with you, they can find you on Instagram or on your website. If you're listening to this and your place is really a mess, it's worse than just a few little tips can handle, then
even if it's not a mess and you just want to get to that next level, like we're really good at doing that. If you feel like you've got a good control, like we can bring you to the next level. Like we bring in a team.
Right.
There's about 8 of us now, so we can bring it. You just go in and we're like 8 Mary Poppins in your house, and we just it's great fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
Wonderful. I learned a lot, and I enjoyed our conversation.
Great. That's good. Good.
Okay. And thanks everyone from Ireland who joined us. Very nice of you to wake up early to be here. And for everyone else, I hope you enjoyed, and see everyone again soon.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.